Everyone to the full moon in Gemini reading. Now, I knew there was a connection to Gemini because every time there is, I get called to do healing with my hands. And Gemini is connected to the hands. Okay, now let's get a flame. Let's get some purification happening. And let's just chat. Because this has to do with ego and spirit. And I received a message about ego and spirit, and then it was expanded off of, okay? And we're going to expand from it today. And it has to do with the alignment within that was activated at the 1212 portal, during the 1212 portal. And this full moon, the new moon in Capricorn, as well as the lunar new year. So there's a connection of something that we're going to be shape-shifting in order to manifest. Let's take a look at this message. Ego has to show up. And sometimes ego doesn't, and that's why we get down and we have a hard time getting back up. We need to both be there. Ego and spirit, working together. The dance, okay? The dance between ego and spirit as we expand. And this has much to do with using our emotions and expanding with them. And being able to use the mother, and much to do with nurturing. We're able to look at the shadows, illuminate them, and love the disowned pieces of self as part of the whole. Remembering that this is about the application of love and doing alchemy so that we can create the higher vibes. And much of it has to do with the fact that we've been tricked. We've been tricked to think that we live without. And we're honoring now that we live within. We're seeing it. We're seeing the connections. We're going home. And this is about an integration with the ego and spirit. Now, this is the thing. It's really working with the staff of Hermes, the Kundalini, and having the dance between ego and spirit. And it's an ego integration, which is why, ego death can be confusing. And we have to heal with death there. We have to understand that it's an integration, it's a metamorphosis of the energy. And it's not really like a death in a negative way. It's the metamorphosis of the energy, the integration of the ego with spirit, and understanding that they're connected and they're one. And we start to understand this when we start to understand vibration and what vibration is. Well, vibration is energy in motion. It's particles vibrating. So when we have particles vibrating slower, it's a lower vibration. When we have particles vibrating higher, is a higher vibration. And understanding when we're vibrating lower, there's a connection to the ego, and when we're vibrating higher, there's a connection to spirit and the integration of the balance between the both, and them moving up the kundalini, moving and working with the chakras. So, and this is where we repair through the center gauge. And we understand, like, they need to work together in this dance. And quite often we're fighting ourselves, you know, on these spiritual quests, but we need the ego to show up. And a lot of times things happen in our lives, so our ego shows up, and we don't want our spirit feeling like it needs to attack our ego. There's a healing here. There's some sort of healing here, and it's connected to healing from addiction and the patterns of separation, the patterns that's causing us. And that's what we're going to focus on today. I've been called to laser focus on this and do some work with the solar plexus. So we're going to do that today. And what this has to do is an actual metamorphosis. We're going to do some inner child healing. We're going to do some purification work today, guys. This is connected to purification, and we're going to create peace. We're going to create peace and balance of the dark and the light and move forward. We need to heal from tension here. This is where we access Metatron's cube and we heal from tension. And this tension is connected to some sort of stressful situation, our fears, the purification work that we're still doing with the element of air. And remember, guys, we're being gifted. That's what we found out. We're being gifted from the work we're doing. Now, we're in mourning with something, and it has to do with love and connection. It has to do with a connection. And this is connected to the Three of Cups reading. Okay? And this has to do with some sort of backstab and betrayal from the masculine to the feminine. And remember, feminine, you have masculine within you. So this could have come from the masculine or the feminine or both. However, which way this applies to your situation. And just in general, the templates of from going from older to new. There was some sort of backstab and betrayal with the energy. There was something forced here from the old templates that wasn't authentic to healing and creating a new. But it's been activated because remember, we activate through the energy of the opposites, through having the opposite experience. The new will be created at a higher vibe. And we had to do this, guys, because this is connected to the lust template. This is connected to mission work. Many of us have been working on the lust template. I know I sure have. And from where I was when I first started off here on this planet to where I am now, I'm not feeding from these lower vibrational templates anymore. I've healed from lust. You know what? I don't even feel like being intimate unless it's true intimacy. I have completely restored innocence within my life. I don't even like, I don't feel like engaging in lust. Woo! Confirmation right there from the universe. I don't feel like engaging in lust. I've deactivated from this space and place. And guys, I used to feed from this space and place. This is highly connected to addiction, patterns of addiction for me. And feeding off of lower vibrational impulses. But when you expand from this, it's like, okay, you know what? Within the wheelhouse of what we do here, what do? We go out to eat. We go shopping and consume. We're somewhat consuming when we go out to eat. We drink, you know, and I'm talking older, you know, get together and drink. And, you know, I remember there was a big, you know, we drink, fight, and fuck. But no more, like, there's so many other things that we can put within our wheelhouses, within our patterning, within our lives. There's more to life than just eating, sex, games, and shopping. There's a whole other universe out there. And this is where it feels so good to actually study. Yes, it takes work, it takes time, it takes dedication, but you know, there's all this knowledge to expand with, and then to act off it, to learn a trait, to you know, becoming a healer has changed my life, has changed the course of my universe, and how I feed myself is different. And I honor being in service. You know, there's work to do with the animals. There's work to do with the plants. There's work to do with the sky. There's work to do, you know, all over the place. Studying from the dawns of time. Figuring out the great mysteries, you know, of this world. There's more to do than just eat, fight, have sex, watch TV. And hey, you know what, guys? I'm a fan of it's about the balance. Like, it feels good sometimes to just lay down and watch a show, but it's in balance. It's not, you know, every single night you know, at 7 o'clock we're gonna watch TV from 7 till fucking 1 o'clock a.m. every single night. We're in a rut now. We've just created patterning of a rut. Now all of a sudden I'm depressed, I'm anxious. I mean, I can't go out anymore. I can't experience life because, you know, I've created this pattern that I've come accustomed to, and I'm in a rut. It's moving forth from this. Now, this situation has had us in mourning. I want you to understand, like, this situation, we're mourning this situation right now. But we're mourning it in order to purify it, in order to cleanse it. We're mourning that something has to do with connection and love. And this is tied into this 3 of Cups reading, okay, guys? And because of this situation, we are creating a new. It's motivating us. The negative is motivating us and has motivated us to create a new. And we have, even if we don't see it yet. And this was activated with the lunar eclipse in Taurus. And we expanded with it with the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. And what this did was activated the doorway, the gateway. And we're going here. And guys, many of us that have been on this path for some time, we can't give up that we're going here. We need to believe. This ties back into that story that I shared about the woman in the Holocaust. That yes, it was a horrific story and it was a horrific series of events, but she always believed she was going home, and she made it home with her child. Yes, you know what, guys, we've experienced much trauma. But it's in order to heal history through the present moment. You know what? All this suffering wasn't for nothing. It's catapulting us, and it's like it's squeezing us all together. We have the past and the future, and we're being squeezed in order to transform and create a new and to elevate in this present moment. And this is the patterning that we need in order to do this, guys. So it's activated our dedication with the 9 of Arrows in order to heal from injustice and create peace. And there is a lot of injustice happening within the world, and that's what a lot of this is connected to. That there's a lot of places we're being forced with the masculine, or, you know, we're being forced with our energy in order to, you know, expand the matter, the feminine, and it's not of love. It's of tyranny. And guys, this is just in general, right? But we're not going there. We're going here. Now, this is the thing. The plans of these inorganic forces is for us not to come together. But because we are part of the Special Forces team, we activate through the energy of the opposites. Okay, guys? And that's what's happening. Something is happening, and we're activating through the energy of the opposites. And we're going to get back to this card within a minute, because this has to do with the alignment within the sky. And we had Ceres, Uranus, the Moon, Neptune, Pallas, Jupiter, Saturn. And we had, you know, the largest and the third largest asteroids in the asteroid belt that orbit with Mars and Jupiter joining us within this expansion to create this alignment. And we are coming together, but it's through the energy of the opposites. It's through what happened here. We had to experience this to get here, and there's a healing here. We have to heal with the negative here. And something is being mirrored back to us through the earth, and with the earth, with the King of Stones. And that's the King of the Earth. And we're going to find out what this means. Because it has to do with reunion and exploration. And what they're sharing with me is these two cards are connected. Well, there's a connection to all three of these cards, and we're gonna find out what this means. And this is activated with the new moon in Capricorn, which is our connection to working with the devil energies and expanding from that space and place and healing from there. So we're going to do so, okay? We're going to elevate and work with our chakras. We're going to work with our sacral in order to have a recalibration with our root. And this is why we were doing all that work with the Earth Star. And it's connected to this space and place. Look, she's within the earth here, in the underworld. And guys, this is because we need to work with the central sun, the black sun, and our central sun. And we need to work with the black sun within the center of the earth, our central sun, our solar plexus, and the central sun. It's part of the message. It's part of what we're going to be finding out here today. And it's helping us to come together with this and create this joy. There's a 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups connection. And we know 6 plus 3 is 9. It's wish fulfillment. It's being in the energy. 3, vibration. 6, frequency. 9, energy. There's a completion honored here. And it's healing from fear. We need to heal from fear. This is mainly what we're working on right now. No. And this is allowing us to come together. These patterns are connected. The patterns that we're creating anew with here and healing with life and working in symbiosis with life are connected to us coming together in a higher vibe way. But we remember we had to let this go. We had to heal and create anew with this. And we did here. And we did here. And remember, we apply the Ace of Cups. And we're here. And this has to do with the Lunar New Year. The Black Water Tiger. And where we currently have been, the Year of the Ox. We've added the positive charge. We've added the positive to the negative, and something is expanding here, here, and here. And this is where we added the positive charge. We did it here. So let's see what this means, guys. Let's see what this all means. Because this is how we're coming together.